it's taking notes. Now it's recording. Okay. So if we can go around the room, I'm Mac McDonald, County Administrator.
Gary Wilson, Grandwater.
Ben Musselman, Groundwater.
Chris Berg, Monticello City.
Leo Keys, Water Rights.
Jack Heinzman, Water Resources.
Lori Mon, County San Juan.
Brian Martinez, Grand County Commissioner. Corey Farnsworth, USU Extension.
Awesome. Okay, for those of you online, let's just go through and at the top I have Kevin Minor.
Ken Miner, Moab Irrigation Company. Could you hear me on that?
Yeah,
Yep.
All right,
gotcha.
cool.
Scott, go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Scott Clode, Environmental Programs Director for the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe. Thank you.
Got Alexi.
Alexi Lamb, Strategic Initiatives for the City of Moab.
And then Amy.
Sure. Morning, everyone. Amy Dickey with the Utah Division of Water Quality.
And Becca.
Hi, I'm Becca Free. I'm with Utah Division of Water Resources.
And this one, the blue, Herps.
Hi, I'm Blue. I'm also with the Division of Water Resources.
And then Carly.
Carly Payne with the Division of Water Resources.
Kara.
Cara Dornwind with Rim to Rim Restoration in Moab.
Letitia.
Good morning, Letitia Yazzie, Water Resource Director for the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe.
And then Madison.
Madison Martini with the Division of Water Resources.
And Matthew.
Matthew O'Brien with the Division of Water Resources.
Megan.
Megan Musto, Associate General Counsel for the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe.
And then let's see. Scott, we did Tony.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I was late. I'm Tony Mancuso. I'm the Sovereign Lands Program Manager for the Green and Colorado Rivers with Utah Division of Forestry, Fire, and State Lands.
Awesome. Thank you for that, guys. That was all that we have here. Other than that, we would like to excuse Trish. She was out. She had already had a commitment with a student. She's a full-time school teacher as well. And so she couldn't make it today. So we excuse her. She is the co-chair of this. Kind of not seeing any public here. Everybody else is a part of the body itself or from the state. So we'll skip the public comments. Hopefully online you can see that agenda. Let me scroll down or scroll up so you can see the rest of it. Okay, so next on our agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from September 29th, 2025. Hopefully you've seen those. I don't know if they've got out to everybody. If you haven't seen them, let us know, but if not, we'll take a motion to approve.
Also moved.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Benny second. Oh, you seconded it? Okay.
Ryan, you got it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you for that. So this one on the Open at Meetings Act training reminder every year. This comes about whenever you sit on a board or a body. We do have to do this every year. It's an annual gift that legislators allow us to partake in. Last year, we had all gone on to the state of Utah, the state auditor's website. You can take a little certified exam there, get us the printout that you've taken that. That way you can kind of do it on your own time at your leisure. So just for that, as a reminder, just to get it into us as soon as you can, that kind of keeps us legit as board members so that you understand the Open Meetings Act and what we can and cannot do as an official body representing the watershed.
Matt, do you want that or do you want to go to Carly?
Carly received them last time, right?
I don't know.
Well, we kind of, if they came to us, we shared them with Carly.
Yeah,
You can send them to Carly.
yeah, we have a shared drive, so I'd say send it to any of us and we'll make sure it gets to the same place.
Okay, with that, just a general discussion of the meeting schedule. I know this one, we used to be meeting every third Thursday or something like that. Tuesday. Do you want to do a Tuesday, third Tuesday of the quarter in the first month?
You guys more than us, doesn't it? Are your commission meetings all Tuesdays?
As long as we're the third Tuesday, good?
Yep, third Tuesday's good.
We're good with the third Tuesday. Carly, are you and your staff okay with third Tuesdays at 10 a.m.?
Yes, I should be fine with that. I think the only one I might have an overlap with would be in October.
Okay.
Nope, I don't. Those work for me.
Okay.
Carly, would you send that out, those dates out in an email form to us so we can tape it to the wall or something?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, so we'll settle on the third Tuesday, the first month of the quarter at 10 a.m. Are you okay still with the rotation? One meeting we'll have in Moab, the next meeting we have in Monticello, and then just kind of rotate. So the next meeting would be in Moab at the commission chambers. It's okay. If you're fine with that rotation, we'll keep it going. Okay, this next one,
Can we also just include Dana on that?
oh yeah.
Just so we can make sure that the.
Heck yeah. Person that,
Makes it happen.
yep, we'll get it to Dana. She's awesome. All right, the next on the agenda, we have the discussion regarding the water quality and watershed education. This is more kind of just an informational item. USU is kind of going through a water quality needs assessment. So Utah State University Extension, they have sent out a survey and they're not getting a lot of participation in Southern Utah. And so, although I'm sure they like to hear from Logan, or Salt Lake City North, it seems like Logan, Cache County, seems to be a lot. But we'd like to just, if you have time, I'll send that out today to your emails, just to everybody that we invited to the meeting so that you can participate in that survey so that they can hear hopefully more so from the southeastern area or southern Utah instead of just up north. And so
And a lot of that will go to request 319 funding.
correct. Yep. And so they're putting everything together, kind of what the pressing water quality challenges are that communities face nowadays, as well as any technical assistance that's needed in the area. So I felt that where it deals with watershed as well on the survey, I figured it'd probably be important if we can let our voices be heard through that survey. USU, I'm seeing a lot now where they're receiving grant funding on watershed items as well. So it'll be helpful to coordinate their efforts, but also inform them, keep them informed of what's going on within our region, within our area, so that we can kind of help in that process where we're pretty much a body of water users and government officials that are throughout this region. Be kind of helpful to help steer them, especially if there's any funding that can come available. Obviously, that can help us out as well. So as kind of a heads up on that one, wanted to have a discussion regarding the legislative meeting that are coming up regarding Watershed. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the Watershed Council's email that had came out. Carly and her team have a bill tracker that they've developed that really kind of have any bill that relates to water, whether it's a data receiving center and the amount of water that they take. But you do see bills that are starting to pop up regarding water rates, items like that. And so it's important to pay attention to that. As we're going into legislative session, we do have both our county commissioners, Grand County and San Juan County commissioners, are up there at the Capitol and can help kind of fight or help support these legislative bills as they come out. And so if you're, to me, and we'll probably see another legislative session where there'll be 500 plus legislative bills out there. It's just important to pay attention to everything that they do, because you hate to be on that other end of it where they pass a legislative bill and act, and then all of a sudden you become aware of it. It's like, man, why didn't we know that was out there? We could have challenged it or fought it or gave more support to it or helped shape it. As the county commissioners are up on the Hill, they get a lot of opportunity to meet with legislators and kind of let their voice be heard and help shape these legislative bills before they're passed. And so I just wanted to make note that there are already bills out there. If you look at that bill tracker that Carly and her staff have created, I'm surprised already how many there are on there that affect water in some way, shape or form. And so just be cognizant and pay attention to those so that we're not caught off guard. And then as far as the next step, we did have a request for Stephanie McGinnis to give us an update on the state's watershed plan. Stephanie, are you here still?
Stephanie's not here, but I'm here to present on this.
Okay, we'll turn it to you then.
All right. Thanks for making time for this. So yeah, again, I'm Becca Free. I'm a state water plan specialist at the Division of Water Resources. And Steph and I are working on writing the state water plan. Many of you probably are aware that there was a state water plan published back in 2021. Some legislation that happened over the past few years mandated that we have a state water plan published every 5 to 10 years. And then that the next one needed to be published by December 2026. So that's the deadline that we're working towards. For some of you who may not have heard about the state water plan, or if you're not thinking about it every day, just a reminder of what the state water plan is. It's a document published by the state. The Division of Water Resources is the agency that's in charge of putting it together, collaborating with everybody. And the goal of the plan is to coordinate efforts, particularly at the state agency level, but also coordinating efforts with federal partners, with local agencies and entities to make sure that we're all rowing in the same direction with water. Obviously, there's a lot of variability across the state, and so our effort is to get a good view across the state, working with watershed councils to inform the strategies that we recommend moving forward. Another key aspect of the state water plan is looking forward several decades to think about how our water future is looking and thinking about the strategies that we currently have employed and things that we need to be looking towards so that we can set ourselves up for success as much as possible. So that's what the plan is. Most of the plan is at a pretty high level, looking at the state as a whole. But we do have a chapter, our chapter 8, that we're calling Basin Perspectives, where we are spending 2 to 3 pages on each basin. And the basins that we're using are the Watershed Council basins. So each basin gets 2 to 3 pages to talk about needs, concerns, and then also a success story. About 6 months ago, we sent out a survey to you all, and many of you filled that out, discussing the needs and concerns from the perspective of agriculture, from the perspective of cities and towns, and also from the perspective of the environment and watershed health. And from that survey and from conversations that we've had with the Watershed Council, we've been able to put together a list of not only the concerns and needs, but also the successes. So my purpose today for being here is to talk about a success story that you all would like to have included in that chapter of the state water plan. I know that often when we talk about water, it can be very serious and can be a little bit doom and gloom sometimes. But we don't want this plan to just be an overview of what the problems are. We also want to highlight the good things that have been going on. And so we really want to highlight one success story from each basin. So that's my goal today. All that being said, though, are there any questions about where we're at with the state water plan? Anything like that before we get into successes?
Nothing? Nope.
Can you just go over once again, what were the three? It was agriculture, municipalities,
And then healthy watersheds and ecosystems.
and watersheds and ecosystems.
Yeah.
So was this related, it was some months back, we had a meeting with you guys. This was input was taken at that meeting also for this plan, correct?
Yeah. We were in person, a few months ago at the Water Talk.
Right.
I recognize many of you from there, so good to see you all. Yes, same effort.
That survey that we participated in as well. And they went over the survey results and kind of those findings.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm able to share my screen and I can present those success stories that we've put together.
Nobody could see.
Nope, just tell us.
Just tell us the success stories.
Some fine.
All right.
We have one specific to here.
So y'all can see this now?
We don't have a display here. They're currently going through their audio visual upgrade here in the hideout.
Okay, I'll read these out. So just to, I guess for the folks online, you can see my document that I've put together. So again, my goal for today is to pick one success story in the basin. We also want to assign a contact person who can provide details. We'll do the writing, Steph and I will do the writing, but we will need your help to tell the story. And then I guess also something that I failed to talk about is you all will see a draft of the state water plan and we'll be able to provide comments. Our timeline has been delayed a bit, but we're hoping to get something out to you by early May. And you will see the draft before we release a final version for the public comment period in July. But so that's the timeline that we're on. For these success stories from the survey and from some conversations that we have, I've identified 6 stories. I don't want anyone to feel like these are the only stories we can consider, but certainly we can consider these. If there are other success stories that come out of our conversation today, happy to choose one of those instead. But what I've gathered, so the first one that has come up is that there's been a success in increased monitoring and conservation planning that has led to wiser water use decisions in the basin. The second one was agriculture has taken advantage of USDA programs and cooperated to update irrigation and farming methods to save water and increase yields. The third one, there are 6 in case I didn't say that already. But the third one is groundwater studies, particularly the USGS study in Spanish Valley, increase understanding of the resource and support informed decision-making. The fourth was identifying that emergency funding helped address damages from recent severe flooding and also increased awareness for the need for emergency planning. The fifth one, water quality improved in some water bodies in the basin, and they were subsequently removed from the Utah 303D list. And the Division of Water Quality also worked on several water quality improvement projects and engaged in public outreach in the basin. And then the sixth one, the final one that I have here is the USDA has designed drainage repair to help communities prepare for more large flooding events.
So, and we're supposed to pick one of those?
Sorry?
Are we supposed to pick out of that list?
No, those are the ones that
the
she
big
has so
ones.
far on there. Did you want us just to pick one of those?
Yes, yeah, we want to tell a story, hopefully a human element or something about collaboration of what's been a success in the basin that we can put in the state water plan.
Why can't we do both the emergency planning and also the one at the end where they use the emergencies? What was that at the end and combine the
The
two?
USDA has designed drainage repair to help communities prepare for more large flooding events.
And we use the emergency to learn from that? Can we combine the two?
From fire and flood.
Mm-hmm. We're learning real fast.
Yeah, yep. Do you guys like that? They're all pretty useful. Water quality improvement, to get us off of that list. That means we've been drinking bad water, so. So that's not a good one.
The last subject, the one where they're doing the flood prevention there. Right now, we're doing this project up in our county. It's some millions of dollars.
Mill Creek,
Brian.
yeah.
I would just say that, the purpose of this is going to be for funding in the future,
Mhm.
right? And so if I was looking at where we're going to be wanting funding in the future, I think flooding would probably be, at least our county's one of our top priorities.
I agree.
So I think that telling a success story of how we're getting there will maybe help some of that funding come in the future.
It's a big number we're doing, and they're just started construction. Without USDA money in it, it would not happen, and it destroyed a lot of property.
Yeah.
So he's correct. It's been an uphill battle, but it's happening, and it's amazing.
Well, and that'll take in some of, with the fire at Pat Creek and,
Yeah.
we've kind of, they all are all interwoven
Yeah.
to some
They
degree.
definitely are a big part of the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the fires and then the flooding that comes
Yeah.
after.
Yep.
Exactly.
And we did the remediation through a USDA project for the Pack Creek stuff after
Yeah.
we flooded everything away, but that's how it
Yeah.
works.
Exactly, we
You know,
learned, so.
but it did work. It's still working.
We had NRCS helping us, which is kind
Yeah,
of there.
exactly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about weaving those two as one story?
That's what I would rather do.
Yeah.
Into one.
Weaving the flooding or the fires and the flooding into one story.
Plus,
Yeah, absolutely.
well,
So
and
that's efficient.
I'm sorry. Didn't we, I feel like our emergency planning has also, the county really headed that,
Improved for it. Mhm.
really bumped that up to get that in place even better in our county. I don't know about yours, what
We
you're
did
doing,
we
but
did a LiDAR study in their county to try to better understand the drainage and how the flooding happens. So, as one starts rising, how that affects the other streams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's definitely been a priority.
so I like that idea of weaving them
Yeah,
together,
me too.
two into one.
Kara, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I do. I think one thing I just listening to everybody talk about this, what I do like about the fire and flooding theme is it brings both counties into it because you have the work in Upper Pack Creek as well as in Grand County, and then also there's a really wide range of different projects that are going on. Some that are about aquifer protection in the upper reaches, and then property and infrastructure protection in the lower reaches. So I think it gives a very and also all of it is about working together in community. So anyway, that's just for my 2 cents for whatever that's worth. I think that would be a really nice way of tying it all together.
I agree.
Yeah. And as well, from a state perspective, it kind of erases that boundary line right there, which I
Yeah.
think would be helpful
Yeah, I
in
think
funding.
so
It's
too.
not Grand County looking for it. It's not San Juan County looking for it. It's the state
Yeah,
of
it's
Utah
that partnership.
understands this is a problem.
That's a really good point, that it's really about working across administrative boundaries, which I think is vital because that needs to happen in the city and county as well. And there's more engineering funded through WaterSmart and the state WRI that's occurring now in Pat Creek expressly to try to address that. But there's a lot of work to do. So also to riff off of what Brian was saying, if we're really looking at some of the areas that need funding in this region, I think that's a big one.
Okay. Is everybody all right with that? Becky, you all right with that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
So the final thing that I need is a contact person who can provide details.
Benny Musselman.
No.
Your name's not part of these.
So it's in your project, well, who's done the main work, the main projects?
Well,
Which department or division?
we're using.
County roads.
County roads is involved, and as well as the engineers are here in town. We're using DeMille. Jones and
Oh.
Mill's the engineer, and they might have some written stuff. I know they do, and that would be readily available without rewriting it.
Let's do Todd Ader and Cody. What's Cody's last name again? McGinnis.
The road.
Yeah.
But Ivans, Mr. Ivans is the lead on that from Jones and DeMille here.
Yeah, they could work with them.
Yeah, and they've probably got a lot of that.
Okay.
We can help, but
Yeah.
it's a little out of our scope, other than they're your attempt to get in the middle of our water lines. We work with them and fix it.
Do you think that's the best resource?
I think,
Those two?
well, and I was thinking on an emergency preparedness side of it, both of our emergency
Yeah.
operations
There you go.
team would be really,
Exactly.
really good about that.
Let's use both.
Because
from each
Tammy
end.
and you use Grand Counties,
Okay, let's,
those are two essential functions on getting these plans, and typically it's in their warehouse
let's pass
as
the
a
buck.
task. Yeah.
Give it
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah. Yep.
I would, and this is really for all of the watershed regions, have us link up with Tracy Harrison at State Department of Emergency Management. She's probably got a pretty strong database compiled, particularly regarding monitoring infrastructure and then flood protection infrastructure. I think that's kind of like the state central clearinghouse in Tracy's office there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can also, maybe add Kate Finley in that, who's our, emergency coordinator.
Mhm.
Grand
Yeah.
County.
Yeah. Tammy's been that for us as well.
Put that in.
Yeah, so both emergency and both road,
Roads.
and then they could
Mhm.
coordinate with Jones and DeMille.
Yeah. Okay, Becca, did you get that?
I am hearing that there are folks across different jurisdictions that could give information. Or is there a point person or a couple of point people that I could get in contact with?
Who would you say? who was kind of- I
So we
would
got Tammy Gallegos for San Juan County.
say Tammy.
And then Kate Finley for emergencies. And I'll send you, I'll just send you her email.
Okay.
And,
Put Tracy's email in the chat.
Yeah.
and Tammy could actually then refer to the road when they get to
Yep,
that point.
exactly.
I
So
think
let's
so
just
too.
put Tammy.
Because
for us.
she was more instrumental in
Yeah.
the projects up in Pack Creek, as well
Yeah.
as the retention basin that we're trying to get going.
I
that.
like it.
Flood mitigation basin. Okay. Let's see, I understand what is not on the agenda is we did skip Madison. Madison had an item as well. Becca, was that it for you?
I will just need to get an email address for Tammy Gallegos.
Okay, I can send it to you or
And
put
thanks,
it.
Tony, for the info for Tracy.
That was one of them.
All right, thanks.
And yeah, I just sent you. Kate's because I don't have it.
Okay, you want me to go ahead and start?
You betcha, Madison. Sorry
Okay,
about
thank
that.
you so much. You're totally fine. I know it was last minute getting on the agenda, but I appreciate the invitation to be here and share a little bit today. I'll also share my screen. I know for the people in the room, you won't be able to see this, so I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to listen to my voice. Let me pull it up. Okay, so let me make sure this is sharing. Perfect. Can the people online see that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. I don't want to take a bunch of time. I know you guys have other things that you need to discuss and do today. Like I said, I'm Madison Martinez, work with the Division of Water Resources. We work in conservation, water conservation. My team does to kind of promote ways that we can conserve water, especially in landscaping. and just wanted to present some information on a rebate program that's available to much of the state of Utah, a couple of cities that are actually in the area of the 2 counties that you guys cover, and then ways that other areas in those counties can become eligible for this program. I have Matthew and Blue on the call today. They work with me on this program and will just be in the background to help answer questions. If there is any, feel free to jump in, or we can take questions at the end. So just a couple of things that I'm wanting to go over today. I want to talk about what the Landscape Incentive Program is. I'm hoping some of you have heard of it before or had experiences with it, but we'll go over what it is for those who aren't as familiar with it. We'll talk about how regions can become eligible for this program, and kind of the why behind the program. And then we'll talk through some benefits from participating in the program and just general resources that are available to the public. So for those who have maybe heard of the Landscape Incentive Program before, this is a rebate program offered to both residential and commercial properties throughout the state to switch out grass for water efficient planting. We here at the state, we really cherish grass and its use, but we want it to be used wisely in areas where it's useful versus just maintained or just there for aesthetics. And we know that that's a really great way to save water, since outdoor irrigation is a really big user of our water. And in return for making such a landscape change, residents or those who participate can receive a rebate back from the state of $2 per square foot for making those changes. This has been a pretty popular initiative over the last half decade, but in 2023, we got additional funding through the state that allowed us at the Division of Water Resources to help stack a little bit of funding, as well as spread this program out to other more rural areas of the state, which is how it's become available to your guys' region down in the southeastern part of the state. So across the board in the state of Utah, there are 72 eligible locations, which covers about 63% of Utah's population. But ultimately, we would love to see this program be available across the state to anyone who wishes to participate. And that does take a little bit of work, which I'll talk about in a minute, how cities and regions can become eligible for this program. But just wanted to highlight that just in your guys' 2 counties alone, that both Moab and Monticello already qualify for this program. And we've seen really good participation from residents who live in those cities. They really enjoy participating, and we love driving down there and seeing the work that they're doing in their yards and in their project spaces. So again, this is just highlighting what areas different regions cover. So at the Division of Water Resources, we are covering more of the rural areas of the state. Much of the higher population areas are covered by water conservancy districts. So when we came on board to help run this program, we basically said we'll cover anything else. So you can see down in your guys' region of the state, that is an area that we cover. And across that entire portion of the state, we're covering about 14% of the population. Okay. And then I just wanted to talk over how areas can become eligible. There are a couple steps that need to occur in order for residents to be able to apply for this funding. The biggest thing is some ordinance adoption requirements for whatever area is wanting to make this program eligible. So I know for many of you on this meeting, you may not necessarily work directly for a city or a county, but you might know people who do. And that's kind of the connections that we're hoping to make today, to get connected with city officials or county officials to help them start that process for ordinance adoption. And I'll just go over what the ordinances required are for becoming eligible for this program. So I just wanted to touch on the fact that these are just minimum ordinance requirements. Any city or county who wants to adopt these ordinances is more than welcome to add additional water conservation ordinances if they want while they're making this ordinance change. And then I also wanted to say that these ordinance requirements do not apply to everyone, just to new construction homes. So we're not asking pre-existing homes that are already existing in your cities to convert their yards per se, but any new construction homes or areas that are being put in would need to have these requirements implemented in their landscape. So the 4 basic ones that we're just asking for is no lawn in park strips, no lawn in areas that are less than 8 feet wide, and then just applicable to front and side yards. There's no requirements for backyards at all. You can do whatever you want with the backyard space. But just for front and side yards, we're asking no more than 50% lawn in that space. So you can do 50% lawn, and then the rest of it can be planting beds, paths, patios, things like that. And then just specific for commercial, industrial, institutional, and multifamily common areas, anything outside of an active recreation area, we're asking no more than 20% lawn for those shared spaces. I just wanted to give an example of ways that this program can be really useful for water conservation as well as cost savings. This is an example from Tooele, Utah, a city that adopted ordinances a couple of years ago, a little bit closer to Salt Lake, and did a project with one of their city buildings that I'll show pictures of here in a second. But this is just demonstrating water needs for plant type across the growing season. So you can see just in this chart that grass is the highest water user plant. It uses a lot of water compared to a moderate or a low use plant like shrubs or perennials that use significantly less water throughout the growing season. And you can see Tooele converted their city hall. That was a really appropriate space that they wanted to convert. They weren't really utilizing the grass in that space, and utilized that as an opportunity to beautify their space as well as save water. Their project was done in 2024. They converted almost 8,000 square feet of lawn on that city hall property, which estimates about 200,000 gallons of water saved annually per year for that space. And then in addition, because they participated through our program, they also received a rebate from us of over $15,000 for doing that work. And you can see it looks really lovely. And I think it's nice for the residents to see an example of what water efficient landscaping success can look like. So just to end, I just wanted to kind of go over again just the brief kind of rundown of how residents can become eligible for this program. So again, the big thing is just having the city adopt a certain set of water efficiency ordinances. I went over what those were briefly. You are always welcome when in the process of adopting those ordinances to send a version of them to us for review, just so we can tell you that it looks good, or if there's any tweaks that need to get made, as well as ask us questions. We are super open to discussion. We completely understand that there are different bases, city by city or county by county, that are applicable to you, and would love to work with you as you're adopting those ordinances and talk through any questions or concerns that you have. And then once those ordinances are adopted, you just send us the minutes from when they were accepted, and we will add your city to the list of eligible cities or counties to participate in that program. After that, the city's role is basically just to uphold the ordinances that you've set. So we're just asking, that you uphold however that looks like, those ordinances for new construction homes. We're not going to be there monitoring how you do that. That's completely up to your city. And then another thing you can do is just let your residents know that the program's available to them, that they're able to participate. But other than that, we run the program entirely. We don't expect you guys to help us run the program or provide funding in any way. That's on us to come and take those visits and monitor participation throughout the year. And then just briefly wanted to talk about a couple resources that are available to residents across the state, whether you live in an eligible city or not. These resources are available. We've worked on a few of these big ticket ones in the last couple years, and have seen a lot of success from people using them and really appreciating having them. So our first big one is this homeowner resources document that was made. It's basically an online PDF of a bunch of one-pager resources regarding landscaping topics. So that's an available resource on our website, as well as a DIY webinar series that we hold throughout the growing season that kind of goes more in depth a little bit more discussion based on some of those individual topics. We held that this last year, and then I believe it'll be starting up next month or in March. And then for those who participate in the program, we have a checklist that's available to participants. We really want them to be successful and help them through the steps. We want everyone who participates to be happy with the result of their program and get a rebate. We have a plant list online that's available to search through for residents to look through plant options that are local to their region or are water efficient. And then our other big one is that we have a partnership with Localscapes. This is basically a partner agency that provides in-person and online classes that talk about water efficient planting, gardening, landscape design. We've taught classes just this last year. We taught one in Moab for their Earth Week, and that was a really big hit. We'll probably be coming back sometime this upcoming year as well to teach again. We're hoping to teach one class in every county. So we just love to come and teach and see the community in person and talk about these principles and get them excited for the season and any landscaping work that they want to do. This is just to end, this is contact information for our team. Again, I'm Madison. I am over program participation, promotional resources, but you can also send me any questions that you have regarding ordinance adoption, and we can talk through that. I would love to get back to you on any of that. And then just wanted to say again that I understand that many of you are not directly involved in decisions regarding ordinance adoption. But if you even can think of anyone that you do know that this information might benefit, we just are asking that you share this information with them or pass their information along to us so that we can reach out and make those connections. We would really love to see this program grow and flourish in other areas of the state. We know we've had some conversations with both Grand County and Blanding City in the last couple weeks or months. And would love to have more conversations with other people in the counties that you guys cover in your watershed council area. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So you said new construction homes or areas, is that only in a municipality, or is anyone in unincorporated, can they qualify?
So that's where the county adoption would cover the unincorporated areas. So we've had some conversations with Grand County. Obviously, Moab's already an eligible city in Grand County, but if Grand County were to adopt, they would help the unincorporated areas be eligible for participation.
And we just need to send you the minutes. We did adopt that. So
Amazing.
Yep, we'll get that sent on over to you.
Great. We're very excited to receive it. Thank you.
So another question is, you said that Tooele City converted their town hall?
City Hall.
City hall? I thought it had to be new construction.
Yeah, so that is a point of confusion for sure. So the ordinances apply to new construction homes. The rebate program that becomes available after that ordinance adoption applies to retrofitted areas with pre-existing grass.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Hey, Maddie, can you send those slides to me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I also have a facts and questions sheet that I can send along as well.
Perfect.
I'll figure out, I don't know if it's best to give it to Carly or if it's best to send it in a group email, but
Yeah, either one, and we'll get it out to everybody.
perfect. Okay, if nothing else, thank you so much for your time to talk about this. And yeah, feel free to reach out if anyone has any follow-up questions later.
Okay. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. The last item on our agenda was just that we had the update on the Iron County Watershed Project tour. We're still working on that, so just stay tuned. We'll try to get that in there. Just as a reminder, the Watershed Council does have funds to send us out on one tour, so we go look at. We kind of selected in our last meeting. Iron County was the one that we wanted
to take the short bus.
to go. Yeah. Only for you, Benny.
There's someone in Las Vegas.
Watershed in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have used this program on one of my rental units that she talks about, and it's
Oh, that
pretty,
rebate,
it's pretty
yeah.
smooth.
Huh.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a minute. You gotta play their game and you've got to do what they ask, but it's pretty smooth and worked well. And I cut my water bill by probably 15%.
Really?
I don't know what the
Okay.
gallons were, but I know what the dollars are.
Yeah.
That's all that I care about
Yeah.
some days.
Oh, how
But it
cool.
worked very well and they were very easy to deal with. So I'll give them credit.
That's cool. How did you hear about it? Just in Moab there?
Yeah, this one's in the city limits, but I mean, this has been out for a couple of years.
Yeah,
This
okay.
program, it pops up on emails all the time. Corey sends them out and everybody else, but
Yeah.
it does work well. And we're close in the county to doing it up there. So I've got some other properties I intend to, $2 a square foot's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It doesn't take long to add up.
So I have one last comment, if I may. If everybody, with that email that went out with the link to the bills that will be on, that will be at the legislative session, if you guys have an opportunity to kind of look through those and anything that's like a red flag, will you let Brian or I know? Because we're trying to track so many.
Yeah.
But it would be really nice if there's one that really stands out to everyone that we really need to follow. Because I mean, I looked at the list and I've kind of gone through it, but there's a lot on there just for Watershed.
Mhm,
So
there is.
we can be your advocate, but we need to know what you really want us to be your advocate for.
HB 280,
HB 280, okay.
nothing to do with watersheds, but it's something to do with your checkbook.
Okay.
Brian can fill you in. He's aware of it.
And which one is that?
Was that your rates?
The rates.
Oh, the water
rates,
rates.
yep, that's that one. And then the other one that I will be kind of looking at, which is a little bit off of water, but it's going to be the WUI. I think that's going to be a very big one this year.
Yeah.
It's
The
a
WUI.
wilderness urban interface. And I'll send it folks that are interested in the map. There's a lot more of Grand County that's going to be included than you think.
Mhm.
And it's going to be something.
That's with the wildfires and everything.
Really.
We're going to have some big problems this year.
Well, it's passed, so how are we gonna change? I mean, the rule is passed.
Well, we're going to have to change the map.
Yeah, the map's flat out wrong.
The map is evil.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the map.
No,
For Spanish Valley, the map is flat out wrong. And it's been directed to insurance companies to use that map to base rates.
We're
And the map is flat out wrong.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'll be focusing a lot on that up there, but
Well,
anything
I'll
else
look
that
at
comes
that.
up, please let me know.
Also, the Colorado River declaration, whatever fix from the Bureau of Reclamation's out that they can't agree on for the state. So they published their first 1,500 pages of here's the three options of what the BR is going to do. If anybody's interested, that's findable, or I can forward it on.
Yeah, forward it.
It's a big read, and some of it gets really deep in the weeds, but the some of it's pretty interesting, and that's where it's going to go. They're never going to agree.
General understanding is that the upper basin actually got the upper hand on this.
That's what I
which
read.
which was
Yeah.
pretty surprising.
Yeah, the three options are pretty promising, but it's still not, it's not written, it's in cement yet.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of bills they sent us through
We're
that.
looking for an update on that at the next Grand County Commission meeting next Tuesday. So not tomorrow, but the week after, we're going to have an update from the the Utah Colorado River Authority. Is going to give an update on kind of where we are in negotiations. There's a negotiation happening this week in Salt Lake. And so hopefully we can get a update on where they kind of came at today. So all seven commissioners are going to be meeting in Salt Lake this week.
And now that the document's out, they've got something to,
Yeah, they know.
they're gonna have to dance, they're gonna have to dance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they know
yeah.
what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Carly had some updates. Carly, you still online to go over those?
I am. Mac already covered one, which was the Open and Public Meetings Act training. I will send out that link to everyone just so it's right in your inbox. And then my next one was, if you haven't heard yet, our division here at Water Resources, we are getting a new director. So Candace Hasenjaeger was our director. She is now over the Division of Water Quality, and we are in the interim. We don't have a new one yet. The State Watershed Council meeting is today at 1 p.m. Anyone is welcome to hop on and listen in. They will have a legislative update as part of that. So that seems relevant to what you guys are talking about. And just a reminder, you are welcome to suggest agenda items for the State Watershed Council meetings. If you have anything that you would like them to discuss or know about or bringing in an expert, they're always open to suggestions. And then my last one is just letting you know that the Unified Water Infrastructure Plan must be published by March 1st. And again, that will drastically change how water projects are funded in the state. So keep your eyes on that. And that's all that I have.
Okay.
Thanks, Carly.
That was the Unified Infrastructure Plan. All right. With that being said, I think there's one final motion.
To adjourn.
Okay, that's it. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys online.
Thank you. Thank you.